Good afternoon and welcome to Ayola TV. My name is Trony Ingati, and on today's show, My Congo, the open chapters, we discuss as much as possible when it comes to how the Congo formulated, how it started, and a whole lot more. But before I let you in on what this episode will be, let me introduce to you my colleague, my friend, analyst, journalist, Ewing Ahmed. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ewing. With this premiere show that we've began,
Yes.
called My Congo Open Chapters, this is more like an outlet where you and I get to have a look at what the Congo is like, the D.R.C. Congo is like now, and looking through its chapters from its inception with the Belgium Congo all the way up to where we are in 2018, and peeling off the onion layer, I like to call it.
Yes.
So, Ewan, tell us more about yourself.
Yes, as I said last time, yes, I was born in Congo. I grown up there, and when I was 19, I began with radio and television, appearing. I had some show on the radio, television, as I said, and I just repeated as I said last time. And then after that, I decided to stop with just on the news and focusing on communication. And then I went in a fight against HIV. As you know, in Africa, we have more people living with HIV, but we do not know all those people who are there, how they are living. So I had first to go into to face really what's going on the ground, working with them, doing counseling, burning out coming when you're working with them. You see how discrimination it is when you're talking to people who are living with this discrimination, this stigmatization. And then after that, after more than 5 or 6 years, I said, okay, I'm only working on the consequences. I could also act and do a sort of lobby. And then I said, I have to go back again in news. And then the second term, I didn't go directly in the news, but I go more in news and investigation. And then I work first to the United Nations Radio Copy, and after that, I have to work with Central Local, as I said, such a common ground to bring people together. Because when two groups are fighting, so the consequences is more. You will have child soldier, you will have child who are just blaming to be sorcerers. You will have other group just living on the streets without food, without anything. So, and with this is what I did in Congo.
So you have now had radio experience, television experience. You've done investigative journalism. In the Congo and out of the Congo as well?
Yes,
Fantastic. Now, just having a look at your entire life or career, would you term it as just beginning, midway, or just ending? Where's your career at when it comes to journalism? Is it just about to be reborn?
Yes, I have to say that it's like a reborn. You know, when you're coming from Africa and coming to Europe, you have to work again, and it's not easy at all. It's not easy. You have to face so many difficulties. You have to find your way. For example, living in the Netherlands, you have to speak Dutch first, and then you have to know that in the media in Europe, in the media in the Netherlands, it's just a small group of people. Not everyone is allowed to get into, so you have to struggle to find your place in.
And just speaking about that, you've said something very crucial. What I notice is you hardly see quite a lot of I'm looking for the best word, so I'll just say our color in media.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of more Caucasian in the media. Do you have some tips on how it could change?
Tips, I don't know. You know, diversity as we usually hear, it's just a concept. You say Caucasian. We have to go back and use a word people usually they use here. They say white people
Absolutely.
and blue eyes. This is it in the media. So look for the correspondents. This is one is trying to change things, but it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Look, for example, Sylvana Simons. She was in the media. She now is in the politics, facing all she can face. So it's not easy. I know what began here with Ayola TV. I know this will be something great.
Yeah.
This will be. I would like this to be something big and to be an alternative.
Thank you for believing in us before time.
Yeah, you know, initiative began just from zero and grew up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that these things will change with in the future. It will be something big, I know.
Yeah. So now taking it to the Congo. Yeah. First of all, I would like you to explain to us, so what's the difference with just having Congo as the Congo and D.R.C. Congo? Because I've noticed when I'm peeling off a lot of journals, a lot of books that have been written in regards to the Congo.
Yeah.
Some write Congo, some write the D.R.C. Congo. So maybe that's a perfect place to just, you know, delve a little bit deeper.
As I said again last time, we have two Congos. We have Congo from the east and Congo from the west. The Congo west, that is Congo, Brazzaville.
Which one do you come from?
I'm coming from Congo from the east, that is D.R.C, Democratic Republic of Congo.
Okay.
And when you go to the Congo Brazzaville, you have the president, that is Sassou Nguesso. You remember the history with Lessuba. You remember the history with Savonia de Brazza. This was a colonial, the French colony. And then you have the one Democratic Republic of Congo. This was a Belgian colony. And this is where I'm coming from. The capital is Kinshasa. It's more than 2 million kilometers, as I said last time. We have, if I may repeat it, more than 400 tribes, more than 200 group languages. So it's so big. It's a big country.
So the one where Kabila is heading is the D.R.C. Congo, or it encompasses the other Congo as well?
Yes.
So
Kabila,
all two.
Kabila is a president of Congo Kinshasa, that we call Democratic Republic of Congo. And Sassou Nguesso is the president of Republic of Congo. It's you have to separate this.
Great. Now at least we can tell the difference. So we're going somewhere, peeling off this onion skin, so we call it. If we have a look at now the D.R.C.
Yes.
right now, as we speak about it, there's been some significant change. It has been a war-torn country. Still is. Would I be right to term it as it still is a war-torn country? Or should we say there's some parts that fight and there's some parts that are still going on with development? How would you rank it?
I know that we have to mention one thing.
Yeah.
The situation is bad in Congo. It's so bad in East Congo, but just normal in West, that is Kinshasa. There is no fight, but the situation coming from the East always have an impact
on what goes on the West,
on the other zone, on the West.
So what you're telling me is the west of the Congo is mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful is, we have to say this, because when we talk about peace, peace is not only an absence of war.
I agree.
Because you see people are living in a poverty, an extreme poverty. They have to fight every day to find something to eat. So it's like war. You have to fight for yourself every time, every day. So you're not living peacefully.
And the East is the one that is a little bit shaky.
It's always shaky. For example, from the what we call Province Orientale, Sud Kivu, Nord Kivu, Katanga, Kasai. There's a region where people are always in war. You have the Kamwina Nsapu in Kasai, that for a long period people were always killed. There was a fight against the Congolese army with militias, and nowadays, we are now reporting more than 16 girls who are just taken as slaves. So you understand that situation is not good. When you come in Bukavu, for example, when I'm coming from, you see how people are living, how many girls were raped. It's not easy. When you go in the North Kivu, the same thing. In Province Orientale, in Ituri, in North Katanga. So you see people are living every day in fear of what can happen after 1 hour, after 2 hours, or what will happen tomorrow. It's permanent in war. For example, today I received a new nomination in the army, and all those soldiers, all the killers, are now positioned in East Congo. So you understand our situation is not changing. We are going stay in a bad way. But for people who are in the power, everything is going good. For them, everything is easy. They are eating, they have much salaries, they are driving a good car. All the best car in the world, you find this in Kinshasa.
Now let's put some deeper perspective into this. These persons that we are talking about who are driving the good car, who are living large, where are they? Are they in the West? Are they in the East? Or are they spread out throughout the D.R.C. of Congo?
You have to know that we have a centralized country. The capital is Kinshasa, and in Kinshasa you find many people coming from all over the country, from more than 26 regions.
Wow.
Of 26 provinces. And then with them, you find everyone there in Kinshasa, and they are always in the majority, in the big party, that is a PPRD, and is the party of Kabila. They are good. When you go in the region, in the province, you will also find people who are just loyal to the president. They are living a good life. But when it comes to the population, to the big part of the population, that you find how people are poor. Then you discover how people are suffering. Then discover how difficult for them to eat. So it means not only in Kinshasa, but all over the country, the situation is so bad for a large part of the population.
I think these issues are very, very weighty to touch on, and I'm hoping that as we progress with the program, My Congo Open Chapters, that we'll be able to keep dissecting portions, because it's very difficult even for the viewers if they just pop in to understand the whole angle. But I'm trying to see what clever way is that we can get them to understand more about the Congo. So if I were to look at a couple of stereotypes of the way the Congo is the way it is, we would say it's probably due to bad governance. It's probably due to the fact that the majority of the Congolese culture is having a little bit of a beer, dancing to a little bit of music. That's where the investment is. But maybe we shall talk about more about that in our next week, just to understand, you know, how we can change the mindset, because maybe it has some roots in there. But I would like to just ask you, you as a journalist, what are some of the stereotypes that you often hear of why the DRC Congo is the way it is?
Yes, when you talk about Congolese, we always hear one thing. Congolese are extravagant. This is what we hear. And as we say, be dance music, you could also say the BMV. That is beer, music, and wife. This is what usually people say. Mais c'est juste des stéréotypes, comme on peut le dire. I would like to say that it's only stereotypes. You in every culture, in every country, you will find all categories of people. This is also in Congo. You have people who just think about wife. People will think about beer. People will just think about dance. But the big things where this come from is coming from the bad governance. If you have a good governance in a country, people will know when they have to drink beer. You will not go to your work at 8 a.m. and take beer. Never. You will know that you will begin from 8 and 3 or 4. You will finish with your work, you'll go back to your house, and you will maybe think it's time to drink beer with friends, with what we say in the Netherlands, drink met maten. You have to find your friends and drink with them. But
I'm just wondering, who enforces government if it's not the will of the people, if it's not the vote of the people that puts these leaders into power, and out of these leaders they choose what kind of motor or steering wheel will drive this country, now being the government. Can we say that perhaps we're missing the grand picture here, and that the problem really is the people?
Yes, the problem is the people, because people would choose the authorities. It can be an MP, it can be authorities in the region, but most of the time people are the first one to choose. And you know, today, or in Africa, the personification of the power, this is a very big issue. We are not going to vote someone because he's coming with a good program. We first vote because people are coming from our tribes, because we know those people, because people are the other, or the musicians are singing the name of the other, but it's the one who will come with a program, a good program, and he's not known. You will put him there, and we don't know you, but we follow those who are known. And those who are known, we do not always take time to analyze where those guys are coming from. If someone is rich, you have to understand it. Ask him, where do you get this money? I understand that you are rich. I would like to know, how did you get this money? How did you get rich? This is the first thing that people have to do. But we follow him, maybe because in the period of election, of the campaign, is coming with a campaign with some shirts, with some tissue, giving to people, and say, okay, vote me, and give him. So he's selling. You are selling your vote to this guy. And this happened too much in my country. And that's why we have bad people in the power. We vote not because we would like to follow a program, but we vote people because we know them, they come to us, show us what they have as not as idea, but what they have as money.
Very interesting point there. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from, I am here on set with Ewing Ahmed, who is a journalist, and we are peeling off the onion layers by discussing the D.R.C. Congo, and today's topic is why the D.R.C. Congo is the way it is. We're off for a short break, but when we come back, we shall delve into the root of governance and try to understand how is it that the D.R.C. Congo came from point A to B. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Good afternoon and welcome to today's show. My name is Trony Ingati and you are watching Ayola TV. This show is called My Congo Open Chapters. With me in set is journalist and analyst Ewing Ahmed, who's here peeling off the onion skin, as we're calling it, the layers of the onion. And we are discussing the Congo. Why is it the way it is? And so far we've touched on the region, the context of the region, its people, and now we are dealing with the government. Does the government have any role to play with how being a contributant as to why the D.R.C. Congo is the way it is? So, Ewing, back to you.
Yes.
So we're looking at the government. We're seeing it's been brought into power by the people, its leaders. We've cast the vote as the Congolese people. What next? What can we say if we are looking at it from that vantage point of where is it that they go wrong in their leadership that contributes to the Congo the way it is?
Look, normally when someone tried to go to election, he should have a plan. He should have some objectives.
Mm-hmm.
He should have some focus,
Yeah.
and he would like to achieve something in society. You go into politics because you want change. You want to bring some modification. You want to bring something new. You want to bring some ideas. But the politics in Congo is like something commercial. Why I have to explain myself. All the rich people today are doing politics. And if you want to be rich in Congo, you have to do politics. It's like a career. You know, when you go to your work, you know that you will work, and then after that you will get money, and for this money you will live. But today people are living in politics, with politics. You will see people for many years, they do not work, they only do one thing, politics. They can be in a position, or they can be in the government, but they always get money. They are living a good life. They do not work. They only do one thing, politics.
So where is this money coming from? Where's
This
the
is a
money?
question.
Yeah, where is the money from Congo?
This is a question.
I'm not sure about the ranking of where the D.R.C. Congo stands. Well, it comes to development, economic development. Maybe you could highlight. But would you say it's a little bit higher or lower on the scale?
It's low. You know, every day that is known that every Congolese is living with $1 every day.
So my common sense now tells me if that is the case, it then kind of leaves an unanswered question. Where is the money from that is running around the D.R.C. Congo coming from?
We have mineral, we have multinational, we all have all those people fighting to get something. We have what people usually say, the economy of war. So it means you are in war, but money is just
circulating.
It's just, yeah, and then some people are getting rich with this money.
That money doesn't trickle down.
No.
Nobody cares?
It's just an elite. It's just one group of people who are just getting money.
Don't the general public in the D.R.C. Congo complain that this money is not trickling down?
If you complain, you will never have an answer. You can complain today, tomorrow. For many years, people are complaining.
So it's
they
right.
Is
it right to say that no one is listening to the plight of those Congolese who have nothing?
This is what I tried to explain before. Maybe some from viewers will speak French. I have to to explain it. Quand vous avez des gens qui sont au pouvoir, qui gagnent de l'argent chaque jour, pour eux, la situation dans le pays va très très bien. Pour eux, tout ce qui se passe au pays va dans les normes. Pourquoi? Parce que eux, ils sont au pouvoir. Parce que eux, ils gagnent de l'argent facilement, parce qu'ils sont en contact avec, avec les multinationales, parce que les gens qui viennent de l'extérieur, ils viennent avec des valises remplies d'argent. Et pour eux, la vie va bien. So it means all those guys who are coming in, they come with money, and this money stays standing somewhere.
It doesn't trickle down.
And that it go down.
And they don't care either.
They don't care.
Mm.
And when you ask, they say, no, everything is okay. This is what I tried to explain before the break.
But what can we do? Yeah? What can we do as, say, persons who are living in the diaspora with a different mindset? That's one. And two, us churning the youth, you know? The youth into taking them into a point whereby they're able to take the reins of power. They're able to be at, you know, the economic front. They're able to do everything that is being done by the old dogs in the backing yard. How do we change the situation?
The cash flow.
The cash
yes,
flow.
The cash flow. We are now campaigning, some organization in Congo are campaigning to ask young people to go now into politics.
Do you think they will?
They will. Yes, I have friends who are now try to go to election. They want to be a deputy in some region. And this is civil society organization going into asking young people, you know, if we want to change, you have to go into politics.
Do they stand a chance?
The chance is there. Look, if you see someone who was born in 1990, this guy was born in the period of war, and until today is just facing criminality and everything bad corruption, bad governance. So it means this guy from from the day he came into the earth until now is just facing trouble. He has to realize that things have to change. People who are ruling, if you go from 60, is only 3% of people. 3% of the people in the way of Congolese. If you go into statistics, you will see that people between 60 years old and 90 years old, they represent only 3%.
So what is happening with the other 97%?
The 90s, then you have the 40 million people, as I said, between 15 years and 35. And then between the 36 and the other, you have the other group. So it means we have to find, in the 40 million people, we have to get new idea, new mindset. We have to learn them. We have to coach them. Not only me, but everyone. If the 3% that are ruling the country have to prepare. All those guys telling them that, okay, tomorrow you have to be here, you have to run the country. But this is not going on.
Let's take it back home to Mr. President Kabila.
Yes.
Can you tell me from the top of your head if you've probably heard him do like a mentorship program for vetting in new Congolese leaders, or the persons who are in parliament and the persons who are in politics? Is there anybody looking for new blood?
For new blood, I have to be clear. We have to be realistic and go into reality. In Congo, when you go, for example, in administration, you will find someone is for more than 45 years just doing one thing. And when you go into, he said to you, no, we are doing these things like this. And we ask him, you have to go now to retire and go stay home. No, he do not accept. So it means people in the politics always think that they should do this until the end of the day. He will be there, and the day he died, he will be there. So people do not have this idea of changing. That's why we do not have this mentorship program. Because if you have the mentorship program, it means you're preparing people when you will retire, they have to take what you are doing. But in my country, not. People are not thinking about that. Or people are not thinking like that. They think, okay, I'm doing this, and I will always do things like this. And it's not coming from change.
Anyway, tell us what is in the constitution of the D.R.C. Congo.
We have a good constitution.
You have a good constitution.
Yes.
When was it enacted, or when was it written?
This was written in 2005. Then we go into referendum in December 2005, and go into action from February 2006, and from there we have a good constitution. There was also some tentatives to change 4 or 3 times, and until now people are trying if they can change. It's not successful, but we do not want to change it anymore.
Does every Congolese know what's in that constitution?
This is a good question. You know what? When we went to the referenda, we didn't ever get it on the by the hand. We didn't have time to read what was inside, what was written in the constitution. We hear that there was a constitution, but we have to go into this referendum, and after that we discover it after. But when you try to read it, you find that it's very good. You find everything is good written. It's so good that if we follow this constitution, we have a good country.
So, what are the literacy kind of levels of the Congolese nationals? Is it good? Could we put it like everybody can read, write?
Everyone can read, everyone can write, but the way of interpretation is not the same. As I tried to explain in one of conference, from 1995 until today, we can go to school, but we do not have this way of critics. People have to realize that even if I say, okay, this is okay, you have to ask me why this is okay. And if I say this is okay, you do not have to take what I'm saying to you as I'm saying. You have to realize, to read, try to understand, interpret, and have your own view on what I'm saying.
So there's a lack of critical thinking, and there's a lack of diverse views, and taking everything at face value and saying this is the truth because you said that, then I'm not going to dispute it.
Yes, that is it. So what I ask now young people is to be more critics, to form their own opinion in what is going in the politics, for example. If the mobilization is coming and now is changing, if he comes to you and show you that if a good lady have to dance naked, you have to ask him why this lady have to dance naked. Is this a good way of giving me a good music, for example? So if you go into debate, I'm not asking people to insult, because we do not have, we are not asking to have the same view, but people have to challenge each other. View, this is my way of thinking.
Why?
Yes, this can change people. So I think the way of doing people, we can have a new society.
But if say the have-nots, or the ones in the lower cadre, so you have your elite, or the ones with more money, the haves, and then you have those with nothing. If they ask why don't I have shelter? Why don't I have enough food to eat? Why don't I have running water in my estate, in my house? Does this cry get to the leaders?
Look, you asked me before a question, asking and saying, you stated that people vote. Yes, when you vote, it means these people will come back to you and try to understand how you're living. And then he will take what you present as a problem and go back to the parliament, and from the parliament he will go to the government and try to change things. But when they are in the parliament, you vote them. When they reach the parliament, they are not anymore with you. They are now a part of all the government. They do not come back to you. They have session.
Yeah.
The time of session, it means they have to go, when the session is finished, they have to go back to the base, is what we call bars. What they do, they go in Europe.
So
they do not go back.
Is there a channel or a way in which citizens in the Congo can get heard when they need to be heard?
They voted people, and we know that all people that will be voted have to bring his voice, all the voice there. But what I said, and I tried to show here, is that all people who voted, all the parliaments, what they do, they became part of the elites. And when they are elites, they know that you are there. I don't care about you. You give me the voice, you give me the vote. Now I'm rolling, I'm rich, I'm living a normal life. But stay where you are. They don't care about you.
So are we saying there's no hope for the Congo?
No, we have to be more optimistic. I know that when we are living in Europe, here it was a country for many years, century of war, but things have changed.
Right.
And I'm sure that things will change. And I know that Congo will change. If not today, but tomorrow, things will change. What we need today is change. Everyone needs change. We have to prepare the next generation. We have to prepare the next generation and the generation after. So what we are doing now is to prepare a place to the chairs of our children. To the children of our children.
What is the price? What is the price for this change
in the
D.R.C. Congo?
There will be people will be killed. There will be people will be hurt. There will be people who suffer. But if we can do all things to change things and prepare the life, a good life for the children of our children, so this is the price.
Are many of the leaders, the youth, day-to-day normal people open to hearing what others have got to say? If it's in regard to peace, if it's in regard to healing the D.R.C. Congo, to forging forward. What's your outlook? Just your general overview, having done lots of journalism excursions there. Were people willing to listen, or were they so down and out that they thought to themselves, no?
We have more groups. We have people who are there and say, okay, things will never change. And when speaking Swahili, they say, inchi haina bahati. This is what people usually say in Swahili. Hii inchi haina bahati kabisa. And then we have young people, young generation, young movement, and you find them fighting. We have the lucha. These are young people.
And are they fighting with words or fighting with
words?
With swords?
They are writings. They are doing lobby. They are pushing. We have lucha. You have filimbi. You have all this young generation. You have students. You have civil society. People are fighting to change. And we have another group of people saying, oh no, everything is okay. Don't talk too much. Don't blame. Just keep quiet. We are working for you. We are preparing things for you. So
do you believe this other voice?
No. I do not believe them. All those who are saying we are preparing things to you, don't blame. They are living in a good life.
Is there one politician or one leader who has totally stood out for you in the Congo, who's done exemplary for the Congolese people?
You know, people are not perfect.
No.
People are not perfect. We have some, and we have others who can change things, but they're living in fear. Because when you present yourself, you are attacked. You can find yourself in jail. You can find yourself killed. So for the other, okay, they just keeping watching and saying, okay, no, I do not go there, and they step back. And we have the other who are just now talking, doing some lobby, and saying we need change. But I would not try to be or to give names, because it's like to be in propaganda for someone.
Yeah.
But we have people there for doing this.
Wow. On a lighter note, what's your favorite food? Congolese favorite
Congolese food?
Yes.
Normally is what you say, ugali
Ugali.
and sombe.
They also have ugali.
Yes, we have ugali.
And they call it ugali there.
Ugali, yes.
They don't have like a local name for it?
No, and cassava is cassava. Sombe, how do you call it?
Is it a vegetable? Yeah.
Vegetables,
Yeah.
yes.
This viewers, cassava is the leaves of the cassava plant,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That are
Yeah.
mashed, and how it's cooked is entirely to different regions. I dare not give you any advice via cooking. Who's your favorite Congolese musician? Lingala musician.
But it's now dead.
Now, who is this?
Papa Wemba.
Oh, Papa Wemba. Oh, very nice. Favorite region in the Congo to take a holiday?
Where I was born.
Where?
South Kivu.
South Kivu.
Yeah.
Aha.
I'm originally from Maniema, but I was born in South Kivu and grown up there. This is the best region of the world.
What are the tourist attractions there?
We have Gorilla Mountain.
Oh, the Gorilla
We
Mountains.
have the
I've
Kivu.
seen one, by the way.
Okay.
I've been up, but I was more on the Rwandi side. I was to the
Okay.
Virunga Mountains, and
The Virunga.
I
yes.
saw one as close as I see you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We have one is a big one. There's Maheshe, the gorilla. We have the park of Kahuzi Biega. We have the reserve of Itombwe. We have this Virunga, as you said. We have Kundelungu. We have the Kivu Milk, Lake Kivu. Lake Kivu. We have mountains. We have it's the best way. We all have things that people can go to visit.
And I have one question for you. Is there a name for the traditional wear of the Congolese? The material? Does it have a name? Because it's very different from West African dress.
No, this is coming from Europe. This is the kitenge, as you say it in Kenya or Burundi and Rwanda. And this is coming from Europe. It's Vlisco, Super Wax, for example, Java. This is it.
Okay, so there's no authentically Congolese material batik made in Congo.
We can have the raffia.
The raffia.
The raffia that you see people wearing, but it's always done from the raffia. I don't know the name in English, but in the French we usually call it a raffia. Yeah.
Oh, right. Now, on to deeper matters.
Yeah.
And we are heading to governance of the D.R.C. Congo from the Belgium times up to now. Could you tell me, might there be an invisible hand that's still present up to date?
You know, when you're a country and you've been colonized for more than 80 years, so from the Belgium, it's like, this is our, in French, people usually say our précaré. This is our country. And then you will see, for example, ministers from Belgium just wanted to give orders to leaders in Congo that can have impact on our sovereignty, because even if the country is not going good, I would never accept that one minister coming from other country, even as a Belgium, to give orders to my authorities. And I'm not good with those authorities, but these authorities are ruling one country. That's not good. So for the Belgium, it's a way of saying, okay, we're still there, we're still watching what is going on ground, we still, this happened too much. So from there,
can we say they still interfere with the D.R.C. Congo today?
they usually interfere. For example, Lumumba was killed, And we know that the guy who killed him was living in Belgium. He came to the television show and talked to people how he was cutting him and putting him in acid. So, and the guy was there. They didn't do something to him. This is a crime. He committed a crime, but this is what covered by the Belgian government.
And now that you've mentioned Lumumba, Lumumba is one of the founding fathers of the D.R.C. Congo. It goes without saying. What are some of the characteristics that really stood out for you from his legacy?
He's a guy who was just, we know what he needs. And he was just following the line that he saw that is a good line for the country. He didn't want the balkanization of the Congo. It's mean to put it, to cut Congo, one region, one country, the other region, one country. He didn't want things like that. So this is one thing that every Congolese today keep in mind. And as me, I keep it in mind that we are not, we would like to live in diversity, but to live as one.
Ewing, it's been a pleasure being with you on set.
Thanks.
As always, next week, Ewing and I will be delving into more about changing the mindset of the Congolese people. And in this light, we're talking about what they can become, the potential that they have in them that probably they know, but they're not putting into good use. Ewing, thank you so much.
Thank you, Trony.
Till next week, you're watching Ayola TV. Goodbye.